So today's practice is all about time management. There are days when you will not have, or it doesn't seem like you have enough time to take a full practice. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Every moment that you spend practicing is a full practice for you. So if you have 5, 10, 15 minutes, if you have more or less, then you just take that time to spend a little bit of that time just kind of warming up, stretching the body out, finding your breath, finding your focus, finding whatever it is that you may need to find stillness and peacefulness in your day. So we're going to go ahead and start on our back. So go ahead, lie down, knees bent. Take the feet a little bit wider on the mat, drop the knees together, hands to your belly, and just start to notice your breath in your belly. Starting that 3-part breath. So even if your time is limited, it is a really wonderful practice to take a few moments to focus on the breath, giving yourself that space, that relaxation, that deeper breath. Just sort of like a reset button. With that 3-part breath, start with the belly. Move your breath into the center of the chest, to the collarbones. Let the shoulders soften. Exhale. Collarbones, chest, belly. Let the belly and hips soften. And one more deep breath. Go ahead and walk your feet in a little bit closer. Hug both knees into the chest. You can give them a little squeeze. If you have any knee issues, feel free to take your hands behind your knees. Roll them to the left a few times, to the right a few times. Maybe circle your ankles the same direction. Point and flex the toes. And then go ahead and hug that right knee into your chest. Take that left leg out nice and straight. Press through the heel. Flex the toes. You can circle your right ankle to the left and right. Maybe point and flex. And also swivel your foot in and out. Supination and pronation, we call this. And then take your left hand to the outside of your right knee. Right arm reaches out. Pull that knee all the way over as far as you can. And remembering that every day it's a different twist. It's a different body that you wake up with. It's a different situation. You have to be in the body you have right now. And then come back through center, hug that knee into the chest. You're going to switch legs. Once again, press through that right heel, circle your left ankle a few times. And if you hear some pops and snaps, that's perfectly normal. As long as it doesn't hurt, then it's good, right? Point and flex, supinate and pronate, roll in and out. And then go ahead and take your right hand to the outside of that left knee. Pull it all the way over as far as it'll go. Left hand goes out to the left. You can look straight up. Sometimes my neck is a little cranky and wants to go up. Other times it'll flow over to the side more readily. Keep both shoulders stable on the floor. And then come back up to center. Both knees into your chest. Rock them side to side. And then go ahead and roll up. So we're going to go ahead and find a little bit of a boat pose here. So take your hands behind your knees, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest, take your hands off, reach out, rock back into your boat. So your boat may be a bent knee pose. It could be really low and straight. It could be high and straight, somewhere in between, right? Take some nice deep breaths here for 5, 4, 3, and if you're shaking, that's pretty normal too. 2, and 1. Drop those feet down. Go ahead and come into a cross-legged position. So if you're not somebody who's comfortable with knees like this, you can always take your feet in bound angle pose. Always choices here, right? So tuck your knees underneath, sit up nice and tall, take some nice deep breaths here, and then go ahead and fold forward. Walk your fingers as far as you can go. So if you're someone who can fold all the way, go ahead and go as far as you feel comfortable. If you're someone who's more upright, that's okay too. Think about getting that nice long spine. And feeling that opening in the hips. And then we're going to go ahead and come all the way back up. Take that right hand around behind you, left hand to that right knee and twist. So think about twisting from the core first. So this hand is really loose. And if you find yourself kind of cranking on this, go ahead and take that hand palm out. So you really can't do that, right? And come back to center. You're going to switch the crossing of your legs to the other way, right? Inhale up nice and tall. Exhale, walk your hands and fold forward. Once again, thinking about getting a nice long spine, getting out as long as you can, and then starting to kind of fold over. So we're trying to get a nice twist into the spine, get some warmth and movement to there, as well as activate your digestion, and also get a little bit opening in the hips as well. So walk your hands back up over to the opposite side. Once again, if you're one person that kind of cranks and uses their arm for this, take the palm face out and just roll using your core. So you're gonna kind of take the shoulder back, roll using the belly. And come back to center. So go ahead and sweep your arms all the way up, interlace the fingers, flip them inside out, drop your chin to your chest, reach, 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 and then take those hands out in front of you, palms away. Curve the back into a C, sort of like a cat-cow tilt. Come back to center, release those hands, right hand over to the right, left hand up and over. You're gonna reach through the fingertips long, like up to the corner, and then start to roll it over. So you don't want to squish the right side body, you want to lengthen the left side body, but not at the expense of the other side. And then inhale, other side. Reach up and then curve. And then back to center and go ahead and come on to hands and knees. Little cat-cow here. So I think cat-cow is probably the most underused and under-respected set of poses. So take those feet, flip them under, so you have your toes sticking onto the floor. Palms pressed firmly in. You're going to inhale, drop the belly down, roll the shoulders back. Keep the core engaged here, just like you had in boat pose. Exhale, arch and round, lifting up using the core. Inhale, belly down. Exhale, arch and round, and start that rolling motion with the hips. 2 more at your own breath pace. Just looking at all movements of the spine here. And then come back to center. So this is a non-traditional look at opening up your feet. Our feet have a lot of meridian points or acupressure points on them. So if you can flip your toes under, sit back for just a breath or two. This really activates the arch in the bottom of your foot, which is a great way to start your day as well. And then go ahead and flip those toes flat, sit back on them, and maybe rock back a little bit. So if you're unstable here, you can put your hands down. If not, you can kind of lean back, keep the core engaged. And then go ahead and take your toes together, knees wide apart, and walk your hands out for child's pose. So I like to take a really wide arm pose here at the very beginning of my practice. Take the fingers out super long, and then come up on the fingertips like a cupcake hand. Lengthen out through the spine. I like to look either straight down or maybe a little bit up in front of me. And then lifting up a little bit, you're gonna walk your hands way over to the right. Maybe the forearms come down, maybe they don't. Nice fold here, still getting that side body. You might notice we're focusing a lot on the side body as well, and this is a space that gets really stuck. When it's stuck, it prohibits your breath from being deep and full. Prevents you from having a really nice deep inhale and exhale. It also stops your arms from moving up as high as well. Go ahead and come back up on the fingertips, walk back to the center. Fold down. And then go ahead and walk over to the opposite side. Drop those forearms down if they come. If not, then you're up on the fingertips. And then come up on the fingertips, back up to center, fold forward. And then come all the way back up. So I am a huge fan of a pose called hero pose, especially first thing in the morning. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your heels on either side of your hips, take your thumb and just kind of roll the calf muscle down and out, and just sit back. And if you don't get all the way to the floor, that's okay too. If you have a block or something, you can place it underneath there. But just a little bit more compression on those feet, the tops of the feet. So you can press, give yourself a little foot massage for the day. If you wonder why my emphasis on the feet, I do a lot of yin practices and those focus a lot on meridians. A lot of the lower body meridians are located and start or end in the feet. And I've also done a lot of acupuncture where I've had acupuncture done, and most of where they tap is basically from about mid-calf down into your feet, and that's where they put the number of needles. So I kind of feel like maybe that's a spot where you don't pay as much attention to and might need more activation for balance. And then go ahead and lift off that, come back to your seat. So that's your short and quick workout. We got your spine moved in pretty much every direction, in fact, every direction. And a little bit of opening and twist, a little bit of shaking things up a little bit. So look for the next in this series, because I'm gonna make this a little short series and playlist them together so that you get 10 minutes. And if you have more than 10 minutes, then you take the next section and so on until you get a full practice if you have time or not, right? So thank you so much for joining me. I hope to see you again. If you have a few extra minutes now, it might be a great time to take a short meditation, focus on your breath. Just 10 breaths can change how your day will go. So I hope to see you again on YouTube. Thank you.